Now Smith has it. DeMoss the steal for three. Buried! Joey DeMoss. The far side. Timmons blocked again. Daly, top of the key, spinning. Daly up and one. What a play. Position Epps to Valentine. Yes, sir. Mackay with another. Corrado left, block up, and one. The Graphics up by one, now down by two. It's Davis again. Zion again. He cannot miss. Now it's Terza for the lead. Got it. Picked off. That's RJ Sledge. Sledge holds up. Sledge and one. RJ Sledge, incredible. It's a new chapter of MVI Live starting tonight as MVI Live brings you night number 5 coverage of the Steel City Summer Basketball League. AMD Industries versus Cedarbrook, 2-2 versus 1-3. And for the first time, we bring to you MVI Live, now a proud broadcast component of Lion's Heart Media, the new owner of MVI Live, my new business. Pleased to have you along for the maiden voyage here tonight. As for the first time, MVI Live under Lion's Heart Media underway here in the Steel City Summer Basketball League, night number 5. AMD Industries taking on Cedarbrook, as Cedarbrook coming off their first win of the season, knocking off Monessen Flores in their last game, averaging 55 per game, 65.5 against per game, while AMD 56-4, 55 against, led by assistant coach tonight, NEF bench boss Noah Yarton, as Bria Rathway not here today. And we are underway as one off to Johnson of Cedarbrook. First time we've seen Cedarbrook here, as Squares kick across, taken away by Emily Eisenberg. Eisenberg up over the timeline. Eisenberg rolling right, guarded by Maddie Johnson. Now Giannikis. Juliana Giannikis right side, McCabe. Riley McCabe down the lane, stops up, surrounded. McCabe locked up by Jellison. And whistle blows. Foul will go against Michelle Jellison, her first, team first. Jellison averaging 19 per game, a high of 28 this season for Michelle Jellison, as flipped in by Zombeck. That's McCabe, right side, Zombeck. Back to McCabe. Riley McCabe down low, in and out of Cochran's hands. As Deshae Cochran, middle of the lane, back to McCabe. Up top, Eisenberg picks up the pressure of Johnson. Flipped in now, Zombeck. Back to Eisenberg for three. Got it! As Emily Eisenberg starts the scoring. It's 3-0 AMD. Eisenberg averaging 7 points per game this season, as a couple of reinforcements on the roster here tonight for Cedarbrook. Three-team trade during the All-Star break. Bittner has it now. She was one of those players traded over to Cedarbrook along with Emerson LaCarte, as Zombeck the block right into the hands of Riley McCabe. McCabe skips it. Giannikis, the rising 8th grader for the Norway Knights, locked up, as back the other way, slowing the tempo there. That was DeStefano out of Penn Trafford, as Jellison down the lane, fouled with 14:38 remaining here in the opening half. 3-0 AMD on top of Cedarbrook. Foul goes against Chloe Zombeck. That's Zombeck's first, team first, sending Jellison to the line. As a team, 40 for 78 is Cedarbrook, 51.2% actually on the floor. So Jellison now up and in as Michelle Jellison off the impact from Squares. Make it a 1-point game here with 14:30 remaining. Eisenberg, Zombeck, one more now. Cochran back to Zombeck, right side, triple, got another, as AMD 2 for 2 from long range, as Chloe Zombeck knocks down the 3 ball. Now Tori DeStefano, back to Jellison. Jellison, middle of the lane, trickled away right to Emily Eisenberg with 2 minutes elapsed here in the first. Right side, Giannikis, poked free, back the other way. The North Allegheny senior turns it over. Down low, McCabe across the lane, stops up, locked up by Jellison. Tie-up force here with 13:58 remaining in the first. 6-2 lead here in favor of AMD Industries on top of Cedarbrook as Riley McCabe with 13:58 the trigger into Eisenberg. Up top, there's Giannikis off the back iron. Rebound grabbed down by Stefano. Her second game, had 18 in the first as their squares traveling violation. Couple of Elizabeth forward warriors going against each other here in this one. Bittner along with Stazak and Jellison going up against the Warriors. Zombek is Eisenberg over shot rebound by DeStefano. Of course, the EF head coach Noah Yarton entering his second year is Jellison. A finger roll and in four from Michelle Jellison. 2-point lead still for AMD with 13:25 remaining. Eisenberg. Now McCabe, Riley up top right side, Eisenberg, Emily kick out, Cochran, Giannikis from the corner. Long shot, rebound, grab by Eisenberg, back to Zombek, this time it's short. Rebound trickles out of bounds, last touched by Giannikis. Timeout called by AMD and Noah Yarton as it's a 6-2 AMD lead here with 13:10 remaining in half number one. AMD 2-2, 2-1 on the floor is a forfeit loss last Wednesday play date due to players up at Penn State. Of course, schedule next week will flip from Monday, Wednesday to Tuesday, Thursday, trying to accommodate AAU and leading into that final week of July into the championship games. As AMD 2-1 on the floor, 2-2 overall. It's a plethora of 2-2 teams all chasing Howard Hannah Marie Slagus, who has led the charge this season. They have been absolutely fantastic. Cedarbrook 1-3. And lone win came with DeStefano on the floor in her first game. Again, Jellison's been red hot, has multi 20-point games, including 28 as a season high. 4 points tonight for Jellison. As they also have had the likes of Leah Squares averaging double-digit points. DeStefano mentioned double digits in her lone game, while Maddie Johnson double digits at 10.25 for the Monessen Greyhounds so far this year. On the other side of things, it's Zombek with 16 points in her lone contest this year. And then McCabe at 9.5. Canty not here, 13.5. And Giannikis, the rising 8th grader, 11.7. As outside, Leah Squares pulls up right side. Got it. And Leah Squares gives Cedarbrook a 1-point lead. As first bucket of the game for Leah Squares, knocking down the long-range triple. Cochran down low, baseline kick to the foul line, high post foul. As warrior-on-warrior violence. As Bittner got a piece of Zombek. Foul, though, will go against Maddie Johnson. Going to be her first, team second. As up top, Zombek. Now Riley McCabe. McCabe started as a freshman for Thomas Jefferson, entering her junior season. Cochran, there's McCabe, baseline drive, and up and an offensive foul drawn by Jellison. Charge against Riley McCabe. Her first, team second, as Riley McCabe can't get the lead back with 12:34 remaining. Johnson working in. Johnson with the right. As Maddie Johnson, a tough take and finish. Give her a 3-point lead here for Cedarbrook with 12:15 remaining. As Coach Zanoski looking for his second straight win. As high post deflected right to Squares. Underhand toss. Here comes Jellison. Jellison now Squares up top right side. Johnson up for three. Wide right rebound. Leah Squares. And the whistle blows. We'll head back the other direction with 11:58 remaining here in the first. Quick in, Marchinsky off to Riley McCabe, up over the center court stripe. McCabe, now Giannikis. Giannikis skips it, high post, down low, Graney. Aubrey Graney lost the handle, now flip back, Graney has it. Graney across off a kick violation. We'll reset here with 11:40 remaining in the first. Mentioned a three-team trade, took place over the All-Star break, because that's what we're going with that week off, as there's McCabe on line. The mid-range J for 2 for Riley McCabe. It's a 1-point game again with 11:25 remaining as Bittner working in. Bittner up and fouled. Denied by Marchinski. Will look to earn from the line. Layla's first, team third, as Bittner 3.5 per game, 1 for 2 from the line. That was with Howard Hannah Marie Slagus. Talked about that 3-team trade. It goes down like this. Howard Hannah Marie Slagus along with B Graphics and Cedarbrook completed a 3-team trade as that one falls. 2-point lead here. Howard Hannah Marie Slagus has 2 for 2. Goes Bittner. She has 2. Receives Sailor Lee from B Graphics. Cedarbrook gets Bittner from Howard Hannah Marie Slagus. And they also get Emerson LaCarte from B Graphics. B Graphics receives a 2025 first-round pick from Howard Hannah Marie Slagus and receives Brooke Spitznagel from Cedarbrook as well. Does B Graphics. So that's that 3-way trade here in a 11-8 ball game in favor of Cedarbrook, looking for back-to-back wins and tie the record up with AMD. Marchinski side iron rebound off of Graney. Now DeStefano takes it over. Here comes DeStefano up to Bittner. Bittner knocked down, back the other way. It's McCabe. Riley right side. Up top Marchinski. 3-point advantage here for the team in gray and green. Inside, Graney, right hand, teardrop, knocks it home. Graney makes it a 1-point affair again, here with 10:28 remaining in a 1-point game. Half number 1. Up top to Stefano, scoreless thus far. As DeStefano, right wing, shuffles top of the key, left side, now surveys. Takes the kick across, down low, Jellison backing down, McCabe up and out, rebound by Chloe Zombek. Zombek flips it, there's Giannikis, one more Marchinski, back up top, McCabe, now Zombek, right side, runner up, and another charge drawn by Jellison. Second charge drawn by Michelle Jellison, and there's a second personal on Chloe Zombek. One-point game. It's taken over here by Cedarbrook, looking to go back-to-back here in the Steel City Summer Basketball League in the win column. As dual possession called, arrow points right. AMD maintains down by 1. And no head coach Maria Rathway tonight for AMD, but plenty of head coaching experience for Noah Yarton, the bench boss of the Elizabeth Forward Warriors. Catch release, DeStefano, no. Rebound by Squares. Back up top to Michelle Jellison. Jellison now taking over. That stays Zach, another Warrior. Almighty provides the screen on Giannikis. That's a pair of rising 8th graders as Squares, the senior, rims it out. Rebound by Isis Almighty. Now taking over off the miss. That's by Marchinski. Layla Marchinski, right side, Graney, traveling violation. Talked about Riley McCabe being a rising junior at Thomas Jefferson. See a trio of Thomas Jefferson Jaguar boys basketball players, a couple former Thomas Jefferson boys basketball players, including their all-time leading scorer, Evan Berger, and school history boys and girls, Noah Prosser, Brady Krause, all MVI SBL alumni from previous season. As that was a fun team to watch a year ago as Squares ironing out, rebound to Shea Cochran, and a tie-up forced. AMD basketball, 9:05 here in a 1-point game. And Berger and Prosser, two of the better players inside the Mon Valley from a season ago. Going to see who takes over for them, the likes of a Kane Egerton maybe for Thomas Jefferson and Coach DeSico once we get to basketball season in the thick of things. 8:51 remaining here. Half number 1, Cedarbrook by 1. Emerson LaCarte, she was part of that 3-team trade. She gets her first action here for Cedarbrook as there's Eisenberg. Rimmed out, rebound, grabbed down by Tori DeStefano. DeStefano, left side, Jealous into the corner. Now down low, Isis Almighty. Almighty surveys, finds a cutting DeStefano and one. Tori DeStefano on the board and heads to the line for the first time today. 2 for 2 is Cedarbrook. They're 42 for 80 from the charity stripe. They lead by 3 here in the first with 8:32 remaining. DeStefano for the traditional three-point play. Right hand up, it's true by DeStefano. 3 for 3 is Coach Zanoski. Cedarbrook squad from the line here this evening. They have AMD in a 4-point deficit. Marchinsky left side, now Graney, foul line down low. Looking for Cochran, deflected away. DeStefano swings it far side, Jellison down the lane. Jellison looked for Almighty, wasn't ready. As Michelle Jellison, a little bit of frustration there. And an experienced veteran in Jellison to a rising 8th grader in Almighty, and you see the result. Out of bounds, AMD basketball. Eisenberg had an early triple. Rebound grabbed down by Almighty, now taken away by Zombek. Giannikis, right side, driving in, and Cochran has it knocked away. AMD down by 4, 7:55 remaining here in half number 1. Riley McCabe, left side, splits in, up and McCabe. Foul will go against DeStefano. That's her first, team third. To the charity stripe goes Riley McCabe. Mentioned it, McCabe, part of the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars. As McCabe 0 for 1. First free throws of the summer for Riley McCabe. Second one is true. 3 points now for Riley McCabe. AMD 1 for 2 from the line. They trail by 3. 14-11 here, 7:43 remaining in the first half. Left side to Stefano. Now taken over, rolling up top, guarded by Eisenberg. That's Stazak. Stazak taken away by Giannikis, reading the Lacarte pass. As Giannikis, right side, up top, Eisenberg. One more, Cochran, corner, triple. Clanks off the back iron into the hands of Lacarte. Taken away, though, that's by Giannikis. Down low, McCabe with a kiss off the window for 2. Riley McCabe has 5. All started by Giannikis. Taking it away from Lacarte as DeStefano back ironing out from way outside. Riley McCabe down by 1. 9 minutes gone, right down Broadway, and a third one. Jellison draws another charge. McCabe, the personal, her second. And Coach Noah Yarton said third time she fell before the contact. And, you know, he wants that call for Michelle Jellison in a few short months. I don't think Yart would be arguing that charge, Carl, if Jellison was wearing the classic red and black she's used to donning for him. But, you know, in the summer, doesn't want to see her get that call as Giannikis off the miss, back the other way. Right side, Zombek, back to Giannikis, catch release off the side iron, grabbed by Jellison. Michelle Jellison, another board. Now taken by DeStefano, pick and roll. DeStefano left side, off to Gibson. Olivia Gibson, the rising freshman at California, and Giannikis once again wreaking havoc. An offensive gem by Giannikis forces the tie up with 6:18 remaining in the first. McCabe gets the blow here. Inbound right side. Robinson flips in off of Eisenberg. Back out. Tried to thread the needle to Michelle Jellison. Had the first 4. Has not scored since. 10 straight points by Cedarbrook without Michelle Jellison getting on the board. But you want to see that spread out scoring. No one with more than 4 points for Cedarbrook. Jellison right side rolling. Jellison, baseline drive, backing down Eisenberg, but Eisenberg holds her own out of bounds, and AMD down by 1 with 6:06 remaining here in the first. They take back over. Right side, Giannikis. Now Graney into a triple, get it! As Graney gets the lead back for AMD. As Graney up to 5, second three ball of the summer. Season high is 8 for Graney, averaging 6.3 points per contest through the 3 games this season that AMD has taken the floor. As now up top, there's Gibson, Giannikis the steal, and Giannikis the score. Steal and score, Juliana Giannikis. And the AMD Industries squad up by 4 from down by 1. A 5-0 run by AMD. Giannikis forces the hand of Coach Bobby Zanoski, taking the timeout here. 5:33 remaining in the first. It's an 18-14 lead. AMD on top of Cedarbrook. Five for Riley McCabe and Aubrey Graney. 4 for Jellison, 3 for DeStefano and Squares, who has just 1 bucket today. .533 remaining in the first. 4-point lead here for AMD Industries. It was an early lead by AMD. Cedarbrook battled back again. DeStefano in her second game of the summer. And then you add in Lacarte along with Bittner. Now Jellison doing what she does, but travels first. So Jellison's bucket will not count. Stays a 4-point lead for AMD. As AMD gets possession back here, 5:22 and rolling in the opening half. Juliana Giannikis. Now it's Zombek left side, knocked down to the deck, off to Cochran, Deshay to Giannikis. Giannikis, there's Graney. The 8-footer clanks out into the hands of Bittner. Bittner turns it over, another swipe and score. Giannikis again after the turnover. It's a 6-point AMD lead, and the rising 8th grader leading the charge. As Squares to Jellison, good ball movement. Jellison looking for an option, down low to Stefano, back to Johnson, right side, triple, up and out. Giannikis had the rebound, stripped away and on the boundary. Out of bounds, last touch by Giannikis. DeStefano on the near side. DeStefano flips it middle. Jellison backs down. Zombek, no. Rebound by DeStefano again. As up top, Bittner pulls the trigger. Clanks it out off the sidearm. Squares saves it, but Graney then turns it over to DeStefano. As down low off of Squares and out. As Leah Squares couldn't get the handle, and back the other way we go. 6-point lead for AMD, 4:18 remaining. (20-14) AMD Industries on top of Cedarbrook. As left side, Marchinski clanks it off the sidearm. Rebound, grab down once again. That was DeStefano, up to Squares. Squares driving, up and no. Rebound by Chloe Zombek. Zombek left side, Cochran middle. That's Zombek spiraling right hand for 2. 5 for Chloe Zombek. 22-14, Cedarbrook ice cold on the offensive, looking to change it here with 3:40 remaining. Jellison for 3, no good off the backboard, rebound McCabe. Riley McCabe, right side, stops up, Marchinski to Graney. Graney left elbow down the lane, whistle blows. Foul call with 3:29 remaining here in the opening half. Foul will go against Leah Squares. Squares is first. Unofficially team 4th. Graney, corner, Marchinski back to Graney, drives in, Graney, no, rebound, Jellison. Jellison now to Stefano. Stefano looks to drive, Johnson. Too many outside looks if you're Cedarbrook. I'd try to get Jellison inside, working on Zombek. Bittner. Now to Stefano, cutting through is Jellison with 3 on the clock. Coach Yarton looking to suffocate here this Cedarbrook offense. A highly contested shot trickles right into the hands of Riley McCabe. McCabe, now Zombek. Zombek pulls it up and Zombek rattles it out. Rebound underneath, Graney. Now Johnson takes over as Madison Johnson back the other way. Johnson left side now taken over by DeStefano. DeStefano, top of the key, right side, gets to the rack and goes to the line with 2:32. Marchinski the personal. That's Layla's second, team 6th. DeStefano 1 for 1, 3 for 3 is Cedarbrook. 2 shots for DeStefano. First shot by DeStefano. That one falls. 4 now for DeStefano. A rising junior at Penn Trafford. Coach Janoski telling Squares to take a breath, get it together right now. 3 points, and Squares looks out of sorts. DeStefano true on both. 5 now for DeStefano. 5 for 5 as Cedarbrook from the line came in shooting 51.2. Marchinski right side. Another miss from long range and another rebound by DeStefano. 7 boards by DeStefano in the first half. Bittner bounce pass right to Eisenberg. As Eisenberg back the other way. Deflected free. Here comes Squares. Squares changing direction. Squares to DeStefano. 2 on the clock. 6-point lead here for AMD. DeStefano thinking about the 3 now, kicks it to Squares. Leah Squares, Eisenberg deflected. Back to DeStefano, up for 3. Rebound by Johnson. Great hustle by Madison Johnson to get there. Johnson drives, baseline for 2. Rattles in by Johnson, up to 4. And back-to-back buckets by Cedarbrook, 22-18. There's Marchinski. Right side, Eisenberg, 1:28 remaining. As Eisenberg, Cochran kicks it up top. Marchinski tries again, still unable to go. Rebound by Bittner. Marchinski, in the words of Kevin Kovac, couldn't hit water if she fell out of a boat right now. Ice cold from outside. As there's Jellison. Jellison ripped away. Zombek, her high school teammate. No favors done there as Squares the foul and Zombek to the line. Second foul on Leah Squares. Zombek 4 for 4 in her lone game. 1 for 2 today is AMD. McCabe shot those 2. Zombek, rising junior. And Zombek up and in. Elizabeth Forward Warrior now has 6. (23-18), 1 on the clock, even here in the opening half. Seven for Zombek, 24 for AMD. 55 on the clock to Stefano. Now Bittner driving. Bittner down the lane, and McKenna Bittner onto the board. First bucket from the floor. She's up to 4. 4-point game here. 42 on the clock. Now Eisenberg to Deshae Cochran down low. Graney kick out. Zombek for 3 off the iron. Rebound by Almighty. Almighty up to Stazak, and Stazak in the way was Zombek. Here's Eisenberg, 22. Eisenberg, Zombek, one more. Cochran has help in the corner. Now top of the key, Chloe. Right back to Deshae. Graney drives, left block, puts it up and heads to the line as Isis Almighty will send her there. Almighty's first, team 6th, and 2 shots coming for Aubrey Graney, the rising freshman at Norwin. Three for four so far tonight is AMD. There's another make and a 5-point lead. 4 for 5, make it 5 for 6. Graney goes 2 for 2, 5 straight makes from the charity stripe for AMD after an early miss by Riley McCabe. As now it's taken by Johnson. Johnson swings it right side, 3, and Bittner fouled, shooting 3 as Deshae Cochran, the personal, Cochran her first. And a big opportunity for Bittner from the line with 1 second remaining to cut it to a 3-point game. Bittner 3 for 4 this summer. First shot, iron and out for Bittner. First miss of the game for McKenna Bittner from the line. First miss for Cedarbrook from the line. They were a perfect 5 for 5 entering this sequence by Bittner. Bittner, second one, no as well. Doesn't prove to be a bad foul by Cochran, a worst 1 point out of this sequence. Bittner ironing in, so Bittner knocks down the last one. 5 points for Bittner. She'll cut the lead down to 5 as we've reached the half. Right here on MVI Live, 26-21, your score.
Planet Roof, Pittsburgh's top roofing company, goes above and beyond to give customers the best experience possible. At Planet Roof, we pay close attention to the quality of our work in your home. Our roofers are committed professionals with years of experience who will go above and beyond for all of our clients' needs. Because at Planet Roof, we love what we do. For more information, contact us today at 724-243-3297 or visit our website, planetroof.com.
It's on the Twitter. It's on our Twitter. Yeah, Chad has what we're doing the rest of the year, so we can do it. Yep. Back here at the break, 26-21 AMD on top of Cedarbrook. 2-2. Leading 1-3 as AMD Industries 26-21 at the half. Bittner only able to knock down one of those 3 attempts as Heisenberg 3 points, 2 rebounds. Cochran scoreless so far. Zombeck 7 points, 2 boards, 7 points, 1 rebound for Graney. Riley McCabe 5 points, 4 rebounds. Giannikis 4 points, a board, and a bunch of steals for Juliana Giannikis. On the other side of things, Maddie Johnson has 4 points, 1 rebound, 5 points, and 7 rebounds by DeStefano Squares, 3 and 3. Jellison 4 and 2. Stazak scoreless, Lacarte and Gibson scoreless as well. Bittner 5 points, 2 boards. Could have been more at the line. Robinson scoreless, Almighty scoreless as well here today as AMD on top of Cedarbrook 26-21 as Cedarbrook looking to go back-to-back. AMD 2 losses this season. Of course, one was a forfeit loss, but AMD Industries is trying to get back to the championship once again. They've been there every year since moving here to court time, and they're looking to continue that trend here this season, but easier said than done. Talked about Howard Anna Marie Slagus, a perfect undefeated record led by Allie Wilson along with Sutton Williamson, a dynamic duo up top there. And then they're the lone perfect team. Then it's a bunch of 2-2 teams. Edward Jones, AMD, Trailside, and 1-3 is Moflo and Cedarbrook. So far on the season, as we start half number 2 right here in the Steel City Summer Basketball League, night number 6, Riley McCabe. 5 points today for McCabe. Riley McCabe up top. McCabe swings it left side, Eisenberg. Has one more, Giannikis left wing. Middle of the lane, Zombek right back out. There's Eisenberg. Emily Eisenberg down the lane, right hand, back iron, rebound, punched up into the hands of guess who? DeStefano. 8 boards by DeStefano. Squares, Johnson, Jellison. Here's Jellison driving in, locked up again by Zombek, and Eisenberg takes back over. Jellison had the first 4 points of the game for Cedarbrook as a traveling violation gives Cedarbrook possession back. $15:20 remaining in the first. 5-point lead here for AMD Industries. As DeStefano up top, DeStefano pass in, Eisenberg swipes it away. Defense has put AMD in front, and it increases there. Zombek to 9. 28-21, 1 minute gone here in the half. As right side, DeStefano keeps it in the front court. DeStefano stops up, now Johnson. Johnson down low, Jellison off the window and in. As Michelle Jellison back on the board. As Jellison up to 6, well below her season average of 19. Jellison got to get it going. Eisenberg. Emily Eisenberg pedals back, now driving. Eisenberg right side. Rebound by Madison Johnson. Johnson pushing the issue. Johnson squares right wing, side ironing out. Johnson another rebound. Johnson, Bittner down the lane. The 15-footer clanks into the hands of Chloe Zombek. Zombek over the timeline. Zombek outside Cochran. McCabe, top of the key. Got it. Riley McCabe up to 8. And McCabe with the first triple of the half either side. 4-3 of the game for the team in blue. Rebound Bittner, and Bittner follows up for 2 more. McKenna Bittner. 7 points for Bittner, 31-35. Eisenberg, Giannikis now back to Eisenberg. Eisenberg playing catch now around the arc. It's McCabe in control. Riley McCabe, one more. Giannikis baseline drive, has to redirect. It's Cochran, the mid-range jumper, rims out. Zombek the rebound and found from behind. As it's DeStefano, make it Jellison on the personal, her second, team first. Zombek to the line. Chloe 9 points, 2 for 2 from the line today. 5 for 6 is AMD, another one there, double digits for Chloe Zombek in both games she's played this season. 32-35, and Zombek can't get it to go. Rebound by DeStefano, up to 9 boards, down low, Squares with a kiss off the glass for 2. Leah Squares knocks down her first bucket of the half and second of the game. 32-27 as McCabe another one. 11 for Riley McCabe. Lead to 8 for AMD with 12:55 remaining. As Jellison goes to work too strong, Cochran the rebound. Here's Eisenberg. Emily driving down the lane, tripped up by Johnson, make it Squares. Leah's third, team second. Inbound to Eisenberg, left wing, up top, Graney. Graney got Johnson in the air, but traveled in her own right. Squares out with 3 fouls, replaced by Emerson LaCarte. Johnson, guarded by Giannikis. Jellison flips it to Stefano. DeStefano curling across. LaCarte from the corner. Rebound, Bittner, no, and off the miss, it's McCabe grabbing down the board as Bittner takes it away, and Bittner and one. McKenna Bittner, liking the green and gray. First game with Cedarbrook, it's a season-high 9 points. Previous was 5. Looks to get to double digits at the line and make it a 5-point game here with 12:15 remaining. Bittner 3 for 5. Misses there to Stefano, her 10th rebound, to Jellison for 2 more. 8 for Jellison. 4-point game with 12:04 remaining as Graney ironing out Emerson LaCarte the rebound. LaCarte to Johnson, read by Graney, right to Eisenberg. Giannikis now driving in, stripped away by DeStefano, right to Jellison. Great body control, giving them any sort of opportunity as LaCarte tossed to the deck. Back the other way, here's McCabe with the left. 13 for Riley McCabe. And it's a 37-31 lead, tying her season high as McCabe. As Zombek back to McCabe, 15 for Riley, new season high for McCabe. 39-31 lead, just like that, back to 8 with 11:15 remaining. Johnson, driving, Johnson. Fouled, it's gonna be foul's going to go against Graney. First shot, Johnson, back iron out. Johnson now 2 for 7 on the season. 6 for 10 after starting 5 for 5. A rising junior at Monessen. Can't cash in on either. DeStefano got a hand on it, so did Cochran. She was the last to touch. DeStefano the trigger. DeStefano looking for an option, running out of time, flips it in, nobody home, towards the boundary and out of bounds on the far sideline. Inbound goes to Chloe Zombek. Zombek, right side, that's Klobuchar. As Bella Klobuchar gets it, Marchinsky ironing out. Rebound, Cochran fouled on the shot. Foul goes against Isis Almighty, her second, team third. Cochran to the line, first time today. 6 for 19 is DeShay. Ironing out. 6 for 9. AMD up by 8. Cochran back ironing out. Empty trip rebound by Leah Squares. Now to Stefano, right side, too far out of the reach of Squares. Another empty trip for the gray and green. As Cedarbrook, every time they inch closer, the offense goes dormant. Klobuchar left side across Marchinsky. Now Zombek gets the driving down the lane. No rebound, Almighty. Left side, Driving DeStefano, left wing, Torrey DeStefano, right side, 3 on its way, rebound Almighty, the putback won't go. Graney gets the board after the Almighty miss. Stops up, it's Graney in transition, over Stazak's head. Zombek, Chloe to Cochran, Graney now. Locked up by Squares, got it free, but right back to Graney now, Klobuchar. Bella, back up top, throws it away, Stazak takes it, Stazak blocked by Zombek. Foul on Zombek, so it wasn't clean. Nice way to introduce herself on the floor to her future teammate. Stazak will shoot 2. She's a rising freshman at Elizabeth forward. Around the cylinder and out. Giannikis and McCabe in. Zombek and Graney out. Ice cold at the line after a perfect start for Cedarbrook. Another miss. Almighty had it trickle free right to Klobuchar. From 5 for 5 to start, they are 1 for their last 8 from the line. As foul and the other way we go as Giannikis and Jellison tangle up, and Jellison gets her 3rd. Second of the half on Jellison. .35 remaining here in the opening, or half number 2, I should say. 8-point game in favor of AMD Industries. Outside, skip down low, right to Jellison though. As Michelle Jellison quickly to Stefano, tic-tac-toe, but Squares couldn't finish it. Now Stazak rattles out. Rebound Jellison and Michelle Jellison. 2 more. 39-33. As now here's Giannikis, step back, can't hit it. As Juliana Giannikis had a brilliant look, just did not get it to fall. As Jellison, no rebound, Robinson won't fall. As the ball trickles out of bounds on the far side and AMD takes over. 39-33, 8:40 remaining here in the half. As Cochran kick out, McCabe down low. Jellison got a hand on it, but right to Giannikis. McCabe right down the lane, wouldn't fall. Cochran the rebound and the foul by Robinson. Cochran 0 for 2 from the line. Scoreless today is Deshay. Cochran knocks it down. First point for Deshay. 40 for AMD. Much needed point there. Deshay Cochran through the progression. Right hand, not true. Rebound, Robinson turns it over. Another steal by guess who? Giannikis. Highway robbery today by Giannikis. As McCabe rattles out, Robinson the rebound, her 3rd. Now it's Leah Squares in a 7-point game. Jellison taken away by Cochran. Now it's taken by Klobuchar, won't get it to go. Squares her 4th. Tell you, if you're looking to rob a bank, you gotta get this AMD group with you. Steals galore, and they've got away with it all night long. As AMD has been brilliant defensively. Steals to scores, transition, defense to offense. As Johnson replaces Squares, who has 4 fouls halfway through the half. Klobuchar, after failing on the first, an empty trip for Bella. Klobuchar, rebound into the hands. That's of Cedarbrook's Olivia Gibson. Now Johnson. Johnson down low, Robinson trying to work on Marchinski to Stefano. Down the lane, teardrop won't fall, rebound to Shea. 5 boards by Cochran, Giannikis, corner kick out, Klobuchar off the sidearm, rebound again by Torrey to Stefano. Now Jellison driving, Jellison, baseline, out of bounds. Last touch by AMD. Klobuchar, Marchinski, Cochran, replaced by Graney, Zombek, and Eisenberg. A very displeased Klobuchar, saying, got to figure out her shot as Zombek off the Robinson miss. Zombek, now McCabe, stops up, steps back. McCabe off the back iron, rebound by Michelle Jellison. Jellison, her team down by 7 with 7 on the clock. Bittner and Squares to the scores table as Jellison travels. Zombek, no problem locking up Michelle there. Emily Eisenberg over the center court logo. Now Zombek. Kick out, Graney baseline drive to Giannikis. As Giannikis, no rebound. Giannikis, no again. Graney the board. As the Knights teaming up on the glass, another miss. This time it's Bittner grabbing the rebound. 5 boards, 9 points for Bittner, but another steal by AMD. This lethal defense continues to lead the way. Here's McCabe, Riley. Now Aubrey Graney, Giannikis. Square's got to be careful. As ball poked free to Stefano. Now Jellison off and running. Transition triple. Long rebound to Giannikis. Jellison held to 8 tonight by her head coach's squad as Noah Yarton locking up one of his best players. As there's Riley McCabe, 17. Timeout by Bobby Zanoski and AMD. Leads 42-39. And Jellison will be one of the leaders of the offense for Elizabeth Ford. Was great last year for the Warriors as well, along with Zombek, so Starrick, Caitlin Settles, all here in the Steel City Summer Basketball League. But right now, Jellison, who's averaging 19 points per game, held to 8 points tonight. 5:56 remaining in the first. Coach Yarton locking it down defensively. And that's something we've always seen with Coach Yarton's squad at Elizabeth Ford. Very great defensive prowess for the Elizabeth Forward Warriors. And we're seeing that from AMD here tonight. Well-oiled machine, doesn't matter who's in charge of it. Coach Rathway, Coach Yarton, doesn't matter. Results looking to be the same here. Do your job, win a basketball game. And right now, that's what AMD's on the verge of doing, up by 9, under 6 to play. And travel will head back the other way. 42-33, Chloe Zombek. Now McCabe to Giannikis. Around the horn. As driving in, rebound Eisenberg off the miss. Eisenberg and 42-33. We'll see Klobuchar and Layla Marchinski check back in. The rising sophomore at West Day and the rising senior at Penn Trafford. Inbound, there's Cochran, left side, up and out on the shot by Graney. Johnson the rebound. Another steal, this time McCabe across to Cochran, down Broadway, and fouled with the left-hand attempt. 2 more shots for Deshae Cochran. She's 1 for 4. Foul will go against Bittner, her first. Team 6th. Cochran 1 for 4. Cochran, no. Cochran, true on the second. 2 points now for Deshae Cochran. Lead to 10 as Jellison to double digits, right back down to 8. 10 for Michelle Jellison. Marchinsky tries again. Again, it won't go. Rebound by Squares. 8-point game. Squares right side. Needs it. Doesn't go. Klobuchar rips it away from Jellison as Bella Klobuchar. Great defensive effort, and Jellison just slaps it out of play with 4:32 remaining. Up top now, it's Marchinsky, 1 more, corner 3. Riley McCabe can't get it to fall, Squares the rebound. Now to Stefano, to Jellison, drives in, Jellison! No rebound by Deshae Cochran. As Jellison slow to get up at one end, Klobuchar with the reverse at the other. 10-point game, thanks to Bella Klobuchar. To Stefano, stripped away. That's McCabe, the steal. Riley McCabe can't finish. To Stefano, the rebound. Foul goes against Cochran, Deshae's second, team third. 10-point game, just under 4 to play. Jellison backing down. Jellison gets the roll. 12 now for Michelle Jellison. 45-37, 3.5 on the clock. McCabe to Klobuchar. Right side, Riley driving. McCabe back down low. Graney too strong. Leah Squares the rebound. 5 points for Squares, skips it up. Klobuchar, the steal, finds Graney. Following up, can't finish. Rebound and a foul as Klobuchar over the back. 45-37. 3:10 remaining. Cedarbrook down by 8 with the basketball. Nobody paying attention to the other as Squares almost wore that in the back of the head, and Jellison never got the handle. Cedarbrook shooting themselves in the foot. An unnecessary transition triple bailed out by the McCabe rebound. Now Cochran from 14 gets it to fall. 4 for Deshae Cochran. Lead back to 10. To Stefano. Slows up. Near side Squares over the timeline. Squares, now Jellison, back to Leah. Leah Squares outside to Stefano for 3. Another miss and another rebound by AMD and Eisenberg. Here's McCabe, stops up. Riley McCabe pulls up. 20, Riley. And AMD, their largest lead of the game. Riley McCabe to 20. She had 19 points in the first 2 games she played this year, has 20 tonight, and Riley McCabe with 2:11 remaining in the half has probably put the dagger into Cedarbrook, a 13-point lead. Offense at a premium for Cedarbrook, and Coach Yarn will burn a 30-second timeout with 2:11 remaining. It's been the defense that's done it for AMD. They average 56 a game. They're at 50 here today, giving up 55 through their first 3 games. But just 37 points against tonight. AMD has locked it down defensively. It's been a very good back and forth tilt here between Cedarbrook and AMD. But anytime Cedarbrook would get close, AMD would just pull back away. They've got that cushion. Since AMD got the lead back about halfway through, maybe a little later into half number 1, you kind of felt like Cedarbrook had to turn things around. It was getting out of hand towards the half. It was a 6-point AMD lead. And, Bittner had a chance to make it a 3-point game, got 1 of 3 free throws to fall. And, we saw one little push by Cedarbrook, but AMD's been able to keep this margin kind of exactly where it's at through the majority of this second half. And Coach Yarton locking it down all night long. Zombek, it's all started with her on Jellison. Obviously, Giannikis, a ton of steals. Eisenberg, some great defensive steals. But the real story has been what Zombek's been able to do for the majority of the game on Jellison, who has 12 points. It was held to just 4 in the first half and has 4 in really the last 4 minutes of this game. Besides that, it was a large portion of no Jellison as Bittner knocking down 2 more. Double digits for the first time this year for McKenna Bittner in her first game for Cedarbrook. As Giannikis no good. Rebound Eisenberg, a happy Coach Rathway in Florida with how her defense has played tonight as Jellison and 1. Make it a 9-point game with a 1:27 remaining. $14 for Jellison. Can't get sloppy though if you're AMD now here in the latter stages. 9-point lead. Jellison doesn't get it. Rebound. Zombek knocked to the deck and out of bounds off of Zombek. Just what you need here if you're Cedarbrook. There's McCabe off the inbound. It's a steal. Riley driving in. McCabe. Looked like maybe some contact from behind. None was called. Back the other way. Jellison up for 3. And Michelle will shoot 3. So maybe we spoke a little too soon. And Cedarbrook with 1:11. Chance to add 3 with the clock stopped. Jellison 0 for 1 tonight. 20 for 38 on the summer is Michelle. Another miss. Cedarbrook made their first 5 shots from the line. They've made 1 of their last 15 now. So some abysmal shooting for Cedarbrook. And another one. So a chance again for Cedarbrook with the clock stopped at 3 points. And right now, Cedarbrook unable to do so. As Jellison gets the third to fall, 15 for Michelle Jellison. Lead at 8. Giannikis, right side, tic-tac-toe, and Eisenberg doesn't get the finish. Cochran the rebound, the foul from behind. And Leah squares. Night comes to an early end with 1 minute remaining in the half. That is her 5th foul. Isis Almighty replaces Squares, who ends with 5 points and 7 rebounds here today. 2 shots for Deshae Cochran. She's 2 for 6. 4 points for Cochran. 5 now for Deshae. Gets the first to fall. As Cochran 2 for 2, 6 for Cochran. Johnson, 10-point game, under a minute to play as Maddie high off the window, rebound Riley McCabe. 7 rebounds, 20 points for McCabe as Johnson immediately went down, grabbing at the left ankle. Didn't see what happened there, but Maddie Johnson in a lot of pain with 41.1 remaining. So you can see what happened there looking back. But Maddie Johnson down here is Michelle Jellison with 41.1 seconds remaining, and this one will help her back up. And see if we can get a look of what happened there. As Johnson just went ankle to ankle with Riley McKay, who looked really innocent on the replay. Looking back at that, nothing egregious at all either way, just kind of a weird bend to the ankle, I guess. I mean, you wouldn't have thought anything from watching it back, but that's indeed what happened. Now Riley McCabe around. That's to Eisenberg. All that's left to do is dribble it out here if you're AMD, and you'll go to 3-2. And only one loss on the floor this season. The other one was a forfeit loss, just due to players in other commitments, as Jellison the foul. It's Michelle's fourth. 1-1 for Chloe Zombek. Zombek 3 for 4 from the line. 1 for 2 this half is Chloe. Zombek, give her 11. Zombek knocks down both. So 9 for 19 AMD from the line today. DeStefano here in a 12-point affair. DeStefano scoreless this half. Double-digit rebounds, just 5 points as Bittner pulls up. Right side rebound by Aubrey Graney. As Graney will dribble it out. Graney into the front court, and AMD will have to wait. 6.2 as the ball deflected out of bounds here from going to 3-2 on the summer. Cedarbrook will fall to 1-4 on the year. As AMD Industries, another win, 54-42. AMD in front once again, back in the win column. AMD, they will be back in action on Wednesday, taking on B Graphics at the 8 o'clock hour. Cedarbrook will take on Howard Hanna Marie Slagus. That will be a 7 p.m. start in their next game for AMD and Cedarbrook. 2 more games tonight. Moflo versus Howard Hanna Marie Slagus, and Trailside versus B Graphic. And for the first time ever, the previous has been a production of Lions Heart Media. We appreciate you joining us here on MVI Live this evening. As Riley McCabe, your Planet Roof player of the game, 20 points for Riley McCabe. 7 rebounds, 20 points. She is your Planet Roof player of the game. Double digits by Chloe Zombek. She had 12 and 7 for Graney, 15 for Jellison, and 11 for Bittner. Cedarbrook to 1-4, AMD to 3-2. As AMD Industries to 3-2, 54-42. Your final score. We'll see you next time right here on MVI Live as AMD back in the win column here tonight.